Is it all right if I borrow your walkie-talkie for a minute? I need to flip the channel to coordinate with the firefighting aircraft that are approaching our sector. You have my full consent to use emergency communication equipment during this critical wildfire suppression operation today. The radio will help flush out any confusion about evacuation routes and safety zones for our team. Clear communication will induce better coordination between ground crews and aerial firefighting support teams working above. The pilots aboard water-dropping helicopters need immediate updates about wind conditions and fire behavior patterns below. Smoke can distort radio signals, so we need multiple communication devices to maintain contact with command. One radio will not suffice for our team's communication needs during this complex firefighting operation, involving multiple agencies. We must terminate radio silence and establish constant communication to ensure firefighter safety and operational effectiveness. Our ambition to contain this wildfire requires seamless communication between all firefighting units working the incident. Communication equipment has inherent importance for firefighter safety that cannot be compromised during dangerous wildfire suppression operations. This fire threatens a colony of endangered wildlife that evacuation teams need to protect through coordinated rescue efforts. Vertical coordination between aircraft and ground crews requires constant radio communication to prevent accidents and ensure effectiveness. We will never surrender to this wildfire, but we need proper communication to fight it safely. Radio communication helps fulfill our obligation to protect lives and property threatened by this rapidly spreading wildfire. Emergency services lease additional communication equipment during major incidents that require enhanced coordination and safety protocols. Every communication dot connects to create a safety network that protects firefighters working in dangerous conditions. Radio dispatchers patch together communication networks that enable coordination between diverse firefighting agencies and emergency responders. The helicopter landing pad requires radio communication to coordinate safe aircraft operations during water bucket filling. Vague radio messages could endanger firefighters, so we must communicate clearly and precisely about locations. Satellite communication backup systems activate when terrestrial radio networks fail during extreme fire behavior and conditions. We do not need to curry favor with anyone. Effective communication saves lives during emergency operations. Radio problems suck energy from firefighting operations that require constant coordination between multiple agencies and teams. I hold the radio in my palm like a lifeline connecting our team to safety. Emergency radio vocabulary includes specific codes that enable quick, clear communication during time-critical firefighting operations. This wildfire threatens valuable agricultural land that our coordinated suppression efforts aim to protect from destruction. Professional ethic demands that firefighters share communication resources to ensure everyone's safety during dangerous operations. Radio operators serve as communication ambassadors between field crews and incident command during complex emergency operations. Press the thumb button to transmit emergency messages that could save lives during this dangerous firefighting operation. The immense scale of this wildfire requires sophisticated communication networks that coordinate hundreds of emergency responders. Wildfire is a demon that we fight using coordinated tactics enabled by constant radio communication. Fire can bully firefighters into dangerous positions, but radio communication helps maintain situational awareness and safety. I am an optimist about containing this fire because our communication systems enable effective coordination. The clap of helicopter rotors overhead reminds us why radio communication with aircraft is critically important. Our firefighting tribe depends on radio communication to work together safely and effectively during emergency operations. Radio communication represents a sacred trust between firefighters who depend on each other for survival. Communication fiber optic networks provide backup connectivity when radio systems fail during extreme fire conditions. We blend radio frequencies to create communication networks that coordinate all aspects of firefighting operations. Radio frequencies sometimes clash, creating interference that emergency technicians must resolve quickly for operational safety. Equipment failure would betray our safety protocols, so we maintain multiple communication devices during operations.